The Ivanovich family. The Ivanovich family is led by Darko and Anna, parents to three children: Marina, grade 12, Luca, grade 9, and Boro, grade 6. The family emigrated from Serbia to Ontario 5 years ago. Darko and Anna are self taught at speaking English and can do so to a working proficiency. Serbian is spoken in the home, and all three children are fluent in Serbian and English and attend local Catholic schools. The first community that the Ivanovich's family lived in was the middle-income Serbian ghetto, which made up the majority of their social network. Zdravo, which is hello in Serbian. The challenge. 2 months ago, at the beginning of summer, Anna got into a car accident. Not only did this leave the family without a second car, but Anna was severely disabled. As a result, she had to leave her job as a receptionist at a local business. This job did not have benefits or a pension, but with an income that helped to support the family. Now, a single income family, the Ivanoviches had to move to a lower SES neighborhood with very few Serbians. The three children were forced to change schools. The Ivanovich family has not yet created strong social ties in their community, as there are no Serbian-speaking churches in the area, and this is the primary mechanism for social involvement in their previous neighborhood. Darko is the owner of his own auto body shop. The move has resulted in a longer commute time, resulting in less time available to spend with family. Adjusting to this new community has been a challenge for the whole family and has greatly impacted their social support, education, and food security. Social networks. The WHO defines social support networks as support from families, friends, and communities, all of which are linked to better health. Social support holds a multitude of benefits: reduce psychological distress, improved physical health, reduce the likelihood of illness, speedy recovery, and reduce the risk of mortality. The recent move has affected social support that the Ivanovich family has access to. Given that this family of different ages, gender, and ability, each member is impacted uniquely by the lack of social support. Anna. Female immigrants are already at a higher risk of health decline than men. There is an intersection of oppressions: race, gender, and immigrant status. Following the accident, Anna is affected most by the lack of social support. Given that women may derive more benefit from close relationships that involve confiding and intimacy, Anna is at a disadvantage, balancing many competing interests and lacking close relationships to help her through her difficult time. In the context of motor vehicle accidents, the odds of reporting persistent pain were reduced for those with strong support from friends, family, and neighbors. Further studies indicate that persons with higher support tend to show better adherence to medical treatment programs. Given the loss of a solid support network in moving from the Serbian ghetto, combined with multiple responsibilities to fulfill, Anna is not adequately completing her physiotherapy exercises and is pushing her body beyond its limits given the situation. This causes detrimental effects as it prolongs healing and unemployment, since strong support from friends is positively associated with return to work among women. Darko. Darko is deeply affected by the limited social networks. Studies show men with high stress and high support have lower rates of mortality compared with those with high stress and low support. Further, the act of being supportive to another person has potential costs for the caregiver, and caregivers who are at risk may need support from others and alternative activities and breaks from caregiving. Darko lacks a strong social network as he is self-employed, with a small amount of people working at his shop who he cannot frequently socialize with outside of his work. This lack of stress buffering activities could potentially jeopardize his health as he is consistently in a stressful environment. This could foster factors leading to heart disease, high blood pressure, and hypertension. In unsafe neighborhoods, parents may restrict their access to neighbors. One result is that youth in these neighborhoods may not benefit from important forms of social capital, starting with a network of supportive adults that youths in higher income neighborhoods typically enjoy. This may place students at a disadvantage in school, as students with supportive neighbors tend to perform well academically. Education. There is a very strong correlation between education and socioeconomic status. Before the accident, Marina, Luca, and Boro attended Catholic schools. Catholic schools offer much better education opportunities, such as AP and IB programs, to help students excel in specific courses. According to AP Canada, 31% of colleges and universities consider AP programming when making decisions regarding both admissions and scholarships. The students are better prepared at the post-secondary level. Being the oldest has forced Marina to be a part-time mother, taking on many new responsibilities that have taken away from both her social life and her education. Now, not only does she have to complete her schoolwork, but she is responsible for the completion of house chores. Boro is only in grade 6, and he requires assistance with his homework. This responsibility falls onto the shoulders of Marina and Luca. Luca is athletic and is a very good soccer player, but he simply does not have the time of resources to play for his high school team. He has the potential to land a scholarship at a good university if he were to get the opportunity to play. He also has a keen interest in the sciences, where his old school conducted introductory laboratory experiments. His new high school, being in a lower SES community, has limited lab equipment and textbooks, taking away from the practical experience. Surrounding their new school are numerous fast food restaurants, and the kids often purchase their lunches from these unhealthy places, leading us to the last crucial social determinant of health, food insecurity. Food insecurity. With Anna being involved in an accident, a major blow has been dealt to the family's food security. Food insecurity affects 4 million Canadians. Ontario makes up about 1/4 of this. Food security is broadly defined as a lack of access to enough food to fully meet basic needs at all times, not just food in general, but healthy food in particular. This directly applies to our family. The family is affected in a multitude of ways, specifically decreased access to high-quality foods. Getting access to high-quality healthy food is restricted by transportation limitations. The neighborhood the Ivanovich family lives in is considered a food swamp. A food swamp is an area with an abundance of high-energy, low-nutrient foods. This means there are no shortages of food options in the area. However, there is a lack of healthy foods. With more infrequent trips to the store, the items purchased must last a longer time, reducing the amounts of fresh produce, meats, dairy, and grain products the family can buy. This increases the need for the family to purchase foods that have a very long shelf life. If continued, this lack of nutrients will have a severe health impact on the family. Starting with Anna, the lack of highly nutritional foods has slowed her recovery. Darko has been impacted by decreased productivity at work and more days missed, losing out on vital income. The children have been impacted with decreased focus in school, resulting in worse grades, as well as developmental challenges because of them lacking essential nutrients in their diets. Household food insecurity has been shown to be a major predictor of healthcare utilization and costs. The total annual healthcare cost for moderately food insecure households was 32% higher on average when compared to food secure households.